Welcome back, everyone, to the Irish Furian. I am the Irish Furian. I'm just, uh, I'm just splicing, cutting wires here to add to extend balance cables that will go into an RC charger, so I can charge individually the cell groups of a 12-volt battery that I made. So, and the balance leads, the balance wires will give me an accurate readout of each group. So it kind of reads each group as a separate battery, if you get me, a separate cell, you know. So like in remote control aircraft and stuff like that, they use lithium polymer batteries, and they're like 1S, 2S, 3S, which is one series, 2 series, 3 series, 4 series, where they multiply the voltage by putting the plus with the minus with the plus. And so that's what you do with the lithium ion cells as well, in an electric bike battery. Or if you want to, we say, just use a 12 volt battery, you just take your cells and you do it like, multiply the 3.4, which is what they usually are, to 3.4 to multiply them. You put the plus and the minus like that up along to the next one, like so, like the minus to the plus to the next minus of the next cell up along that cell, then the plus of that cell up to the minus of the next cell, and it goes like that. So, and then that's how you multiply your voltages while keeping your amp hour, your capacity, the same. Anyway, enough of that. While I was doing this, I was just dreaming to myself, kind of, like the girl that I help down in Cork is being put to bed by Africans, you know, a Botswanan and Nigerian. And I was just thinking, this is Ireland. The girl herself, like, she's not Irish either. Now she's European, but it's like, you know, they work for a subletted organization. There are a number of subletted home care organizations in Ireland, and the amount of it, they're not, if not all workers are foreign. They're all African of one kind or another, or they're Brazilian, or they're something else. But mostly Brazilians, and mostly Africans. And so tonight, on the shift tonight, there's a Nigerian and a Botswana, and I was just thinking, like, it's actually like you could write a book called "Put to Bed by Africans." And I was just thinking to myself, like, it's kind of sad, in a country where, I think it's demons. I really do think it's demons that got into us and whispered in our ears, and are influencing our thinking about having children, all the way down through the years. And when you look at young Irish women now, they don't want children. They just want to have dogs or cats, and they don't want to be mothers. And so, like, you can't expect to have enough people in the country when you don't have children. Now, we can get into all this. I've gotten into this many times my past videos. But I was just thinking there was something kind of poignant about that title, "Put to Bed by Africans," which kind of, highlights and underlines everything about this country and what happened to it and where it's gone, you know? Like that we all believed, we were told not to have children when we were growing up. We're told to go out and have fun, don't take on responsibility, stay childlike, basically, and just go out and live your life, have fun, and have children when you're older. And you can't do that. And it's usually, it never heard the men saying this, it was always the mothers. It was always the mothers saying this, that statement. And the men just always seem to take a back seat to that, you know? And I think that's where we went wrong, is that men are supposed to hold the line morally, and they're supposed to hold the line along God's law, in in doing God's will, which is, God wants you to have children, wants you to have a family, because that's the nature of things. That You can only have a nation if you have future people. You know, the future's only there for those that turn up for it. And if you don't turn up for the future with your children, then you don't have a future. And that's the situation with all these Africans looking after the non-Irish girl that I look after who has multiple sclerosis in this country. That it's all foreigners. And there's no young Irish women who are willing to take up the mantle of being the next generation that cares for other people. And it's like the women have become so entrained by media, the screen, the television, whatever. Their look, everything is about their look. You know, they have nothing to offer, no skills to offer. It's like, well, you know, if you go on a date, well, you know, are you a good cook? They've been told that that's wrong. It's wrong. Oh, that's putting you in a position, in a place where men can use you and take advantage of you and take away your freedom and all the rest of it. What's the opposite of that? You know, or what else is there except for staring at your phone and going and offering nothing of yourself to the world, you know? Which is extreme vanity, extreme narcissism, and emptiness, like a little pebble rattling around in a can. That's all you have to offer. It's incredibly tragic, incredibly sad, and incredibly tragic that the women of the most beautiful women in the world in this country didn't have lots of children to make more of them, more of this beauty, this absolute beauty that the Irish people are. You know, now what we have is, as a result, swarms of people from all over the world breeding us out in our own land. And I just thought that title, put to bed by Africans, like just underlined all of that, you know. I think it's very sad. It also makes me very angry that demons whisper in our ears. And it is spiritual warfare. Believe me, it is. For those people who don't believe in it, believe me, it exists. It exists. That they're whispering in our ears, telling us things, telling our women these things. Don't have children. You know, go out and enjoy yourself. Stay a child forever. Which is robbing a person of their future. Robbing a person of their future security and their future labour force that would bring in resources for their future security, which is only right, considering that that's what a parent did for their children, you know. So anyway, there's my 3 extended cables. Okay, the stick just keeps falling off here. So there's my 3 extended cables. I tried to keep it 1 red and 3 black, as with this. So it's one of those, I think they're JSTs they're called, but you have 2 little kind of like ridges along the top that you know that you're fitting it in the right way. So I'll just extend that, and then I don't know, I'll show you that. I have an IMAX B6 from years ago. I have 2 of them actually. Nearly better to have 3 of them. So that if one dies, I've broken 1 or 2 of them. I actually fixed one once. I opened it up and I followed a video on YouTube and joined up certain circuit pathways to kind of bypass certain things, and got it doing something again, you know. But they're a pretty good little charger. And that looks back to front now on the video. I don't know if it'll look like that, but there's the connection there. You can see where it connects, the JSTs. So this is 4-pin, and there's the 4-pin there in the middle at the top. And if I just put it in there, oh no, it goes upwards, doesn't it? Yeah. 2 ridges are on top. There we go. Half asleep. So there we go. That's it. And so this then is the main thing here. These go straight into there, as you can see, plus and minus, ground and power, and they go in there. And then you put, I believe, you put this onto the negative section of the battery, the farmost negative, and this on the farmost positive. And then the sense wires the balance wires, they go in between each cell group. Now I think there's only 2 or 3 in this, so I don't need all them. So I didn't need to solder those really, or didn't need to cut 1 or 2 of these wires, but that doesn't matter. It's all good. There'll be enough there then for future projects as well. Okay, that's it. That's it from me. Just tinkering around, trying to go forward a little bit with some of my electronic stuff to do with the electric bikes, and that's what keeps me going before I hit the bed later. Good night. Take care.